guys. So this month we are talking about just maintaining. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and everything feels a little tense, a little chaotic, a little difficult. And yes, our dogs pick up on that. Absolutely. So, what can we do this month? Well, we can give ourselves and our dogs just a little extra love, meaning that let's just maintain. Let's keep things easy. Let's not lose ground, but let's just stay steady. There's a lot of easy ways that you can just kind of slip some reinforcement in throughout your dog's day, and it doesn't need to be a training session. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. So the first one would be before you go out for a walk. Getting your dog leashed up can sometimes just be kind of chaotic, like right at the door, like, oh, grab the leash, we put it on the dog, we go out. But let's just be a little bit more thoughtful. Let's take an extra minute. Define for yourself and your dog a spot that might be their spot to get leashed up. So maybe that spot is a corner of the couch, or maybe it's on a special mat by the door or whatever. But that's where we go. And we do a sit. Maybe we do a short wait. And we have our leash or harness or collar or all three put on before we go out. So what I'm saying for that is develop a predictable spot where the leash happens. Maybe even a word. Hey, buddy, let's get your leash on, whatever. A phrase, something like that to let them know what's happening that you use consistently. And then a behavior. Maybe it's a sit and wait. That's a really helpful one before putting up their harness or their leash or whatever. And then the next one is going out the door, right? So it's another really great opportunity for reinforcement because most dogs really want to go out anyway. It's the reinforcement's already built in. So when you get to the door to go on your walk, this is a great opportunity to ask for another behavior. In most cases, the best one to ask for here is a wait. A sit or a down is optional, but at the very least, having them wait before they go out the door can be really, really helpful. It can set the walk up in kind of a calm way. It can increase impulse control. And it's a big safety cue, right? So if our dogs get used to pausing before going through doorways, that can also prevent them from running out into the street or whatever. So it's a safety cue. So already there's 2 opportunities for training. If you're not already doing them, do them. It doesn't have to be a sit, doesn't have to be a down, doesn't even have to be a wait. You decide what the behavior is. Maybe it's simple eye contact. Maybe it's a quick hand target. But those are just opportunities to throw in a behavior and some reinforcement. Another opportunity is when you are outside. Maybe you're out on a walk or you're just in your yard or you're at a park with your dog. Every opportunity that you have to reinforce their attention on you, grab it and reinforce it. So anytime that they're paying attention to you on their own, woohoo, jackpot that. Praise and reward. You can also practice a few things, right? Practice saying their name and having them look at you, reward. Practice having them come to you, reward. So those are all opportunities sort of built in to your day. Out on walks, outside, other things that you can do. In addition to rewarding anytime that they check in with you, you could also do some things that are easy to do because you're already walking. So it's really no extra work. I love a pattern game. So 1, 2, 3, give them a treat. 1, 2, 3, give them a treat. That's an easy one to do because you're walking anyway. Throw it in there. And outside there are environmental rewards. So if you know that there's an extra special bush that Joey really likes to go sniff on his walks, easy. Stop before you get there. Have them check in with you. Maybe have them do 3 other quick behaviors and then say, okay, go sniff it. So you can use those environmental rewards to reinforce good behavior. Meals are also free training opportunities. There's a few things that we can do here. First thing you can do is before setting down your dog's bowl, maybe you use some of it for a quick training session. I'm talking only like 3 to 5 reps of something. Takes you 10 seconds. Run through them, treat, 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 and then give them their food. The other thing that you can do is make eating itself a game, right? Put it in a puzzle toy, put it in a slow feeder, whatever. Put it in something that they're going to get something out of. The other training opportunity that you have with feeding is asking for a sit or a down and a wait or a stay, and then going and hiding it. Hide their bowl somewhere fun. And then go back to them and tell them, good, and release them and have them go find their food. That's a great way to make feeding a good enrichment opportunity, but also an opportunity to reinforce that really nice and helpful stay. The other thing that I want you to think about doing this month is hiding little treat stashes around the house. So I am not telling you to invite a bunch of mice into your house by just putting piles of food everywhere. No. What I am telling you to maybe do is mason jars or some other kind of sealable jar, placing it in different spots around your house with some yummy treats in there. Reason being, every time you notice that little jar of treats, you're going to think to yourself, ooh, I could do a quick training thing. So great. We walk past the bookshelf, we see that. We ask our dog for 3 quick behaviors, 3 trick shuffle, toot, 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 give them treats and put it away and move on with your life. This way you can sneak more training into your day because if it's not accessible, you're not going to think about it as much. But if you've got little treat jars everywhere, you see them and you remember, oh, great, you know what? We're really working on that eye contact. Let's use this opportunity, this 30 seconds to quick do this while I'm on my way to do the laundry, whatever. So that's what I want you to do this week is hide treat stashes and then use those to remind you to do little mini training sessions throughout your day. Easy way to kind of stay on top of these behaviors that you've been working on with your dog. Even though everything else in the world feels really heavy and difficult, this can be joyful. This can be easy. This doesn't need to add stress to your life. And then the last thing I want you to do is just kind of try to pay attention more to when your dog is offering calm or settled behaviors and just noticing them, giving them some quiet, calm praise, maybe a pet, whatever. Notice them more often and give them attention, maybe a treat, maybe a calm pet for choosing to settle, to choosing to be calm in the house. And here's kind of a fun one. So we all have little spots in our houses or our apartments where maybe it's just like a tight space. So maybe it's the space between your table and the wall. Maybe it's a tight little closet, whatever. Maybe it's just kind of a weird spot in the house. Use that spot as a way to kind of throw in some training. So one example of this, a friend of mine brought up to me. So she's got a little hallway and closet area. And every time she walks in there, of course, she's followed by a dog or two, maybe some cats. And what happens, right, is it gets really cluttered in that area. So just by default, because she had to, she started teaching them using that area actually to teach them to back up. So she'll kind of just walk into their space, pop, 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 back it up. And as soon as they back up, yay, good boy, good girl, whatever. And that way we're using kind of a real life environmental scenario to teach a backup, which is actually a really useful cue. So that's just to kind of show you that you can use your environment, no matter how big, no matter how small, as environmental cue to kind of show them how to do something that might be really valuable to you, like using small spaces as an opportunity to teach a backup. You could also use a chair or something else as an opportunity for an around, something like that. So remember to kind of just use these prompts in your environment and in your daily life as an opportunity to think creatively about what might be useful here and how can I use this as a training session. So there you go. We're here for you this week. If you have any questions or you just want to reach out and, connect with other dog people, we are here. We are always open to answer questions and also to chat. Have a great week, you guys.